Hi.
Hello.
Hey everybody in BRL's ESOL class. Today we're going to make a little bread. I'm here with my wife Amanda, and she's going to show us how she makes bread. I know some of you make naan and other flat breads. Some of you can probably make tortillas. But we're going to show you how we make bread here in Appalachia, because everybody makes bread differently, right?
Good old white bread.
Good old, plain old white bread. We like it a lot as toast, and we eat all our sandwiches on it. But we thought you might enjoy seeing how we make bread, since I've asked so many of you to show me how you make your bread. So look here, we've got her recipe. She uses 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 cups of hot water, 2 packages of yeast, 1/4 cup of oil, 6 cups of flour, and 2 teaspoons of salt. But I'm not sure how she mixes it all and what she does with it, so we're going to see if she won't show us. What do you have in your bowl here, baby?
That's the flour, but that's for later. This is the...
Oh, I'm sorry. We're starting later with the flour. We're starting with this bowl.
We're starting with the little bowl.
Which was made by Teacher. And what do we have in here?
That's 1/3 cup of sugar.
1/3 cup of sugar. And what are we going to add to that?
We're going to add 2 cups of hot water.
Okay, so we've taken the 1/3 cup of sugar, and we're going to add the 2 cups of hot water. Right there.
The water should be about 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
She says the water should be 120 Fahrenheit. We're not sure what that is Celsius, but I'll try and look it up. 1 cup of hot water. 2 cups of hot water. And what do we do with that?
Dissolve the sugar.
So she's going to stir that. And we have taken 1/3 cup of sugar mixed with 2 cups of hot water. And she's stirring that up real well.
And then add 2 packages of yeast.
2 packages of yeast. 2.
This recipe makes 2 loaves of bread.
We have doubled our recipe. There's yeast in the water.
And we set that aside for about 10 minutes till the yeast gets all foamy.
All right, so 10 minutes she's going to put that aside. And she puts it in the microwave to keep it warm. Somebody was clumsy and broke our microwave handle. That was me. We're going to let that sit for now, and we'll come back in a bit.
Yeah,
okay, we're going to let that sit for about 10 minutes, and we're going to come back and show you the next steps. I'm going to leave that there in case anybody wants to copy down the recipe. We'll see you all in about 10 minutes when we'll talk some more about what happened to the yeast and what we're going to do with this giant bowl of white powder. Everybody say, hi, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Hey, we're back and ready to work on bread. It's still in the microwave, which was not turned on. It was just kept in there to keep it warm and away from drafts. And while she gets that ready, I'm going to try and switch the camera and show you this weirdness. Look. Is that the ugliest cat you ever saw? Look what this leg is doing. She keeps these things in our kitchen. Is that weird? Anyway, so she's got it out. And look what happened. What happened, baby?
The yeast got all, well, the sugar made the yeast get all foamy, and it's going to make the bread rise.
So it's all foamy and bumpy and bubbly now, and we're going to, with clean hands, I'm going to touch that. You can see it's a foamy kind of mixture. All right, and what are you going to put in now?
We're going to mix 1/4 cup or 1/4 cup of oil.
1/4 cup of oil. She's putting in 1/4 cup of oil. And she's stirring all that goop together. It looks pretty messy right now.
It's not messy yet.
And then what is this?
6 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of salt.
So this bowl has these 2 things in it. 6 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of salt. And she's going to mix all of that together.
Just dump it all in there.
Dumps it all right in there and stirs it all together. Getting everything mixed in good together, the dry and the wet. Got to get yeast all through the flour and flour all moist.
Oops. It's all going to come together and start our dough.
See how it's starting to stick together and clump? I made her this bowl too, by the way.
The easiest way to do it is just to get your hands in there. And knead it all together.
So she's pushing with both hands and she's kneading just to mix it. Turn and mix until all the ingredients are mixed together. See all that gets stuck on the sides? You got to get all that into the bread ball.
I'm a little too short.
It's a little hard for her to get all the way up on the counter high like that. But she does a really good job of it. This is delicious bread.
I usually want to make half this too.
Yeah, this makes 2 loaves of bread. This recipe makes 2 loaves of bread. So she's working twice as hard today so that we all get to eat well. Well, I get to eat well. You get to find out how bread is made. Lots of kneading it together. This mixes all the ingredients, makes sure they're thoroughly together, and also introduces some air into the dough.
It takes a little while to get this much.
You got to get it worked really well. Knocking down recipe bits.
Oh,
I'll take that. Okay, it's good enough. There you go.
Oh, this side.
Not wasting it all. No waste.
It's also easier to clean.
She's more honest than me. She says that makes it a whole lot easier to clean the bowl. You can always tell a good cook by how easy they make it on themselves to clean up. They've been in the kitchen a lot.
I'm getting tired.
Lots of kneading. How much more kneading is there?
Another minute or 2 probably.
Do you want me to take a turn?
Sure.
You take this. I'll take a turn kneading. I'm a little taller than her, so it's a little easier for me. And I'm a potter, so I'm used to kneading. Nice clean hands. Keep turning the dough, making sure different parts are getting mixed together. I can feel that resisting already. Now I see why she was breathing heavy.
It's hard work, isn't it?
It's just about work.
You gotta work if you want to do it right.
Well, I always like the bread, so I might as well get my hands in there. Feels like it's getting a little more consistent and it feels a little more rubbery. Whoop. We gotta load the expert back in to play with it and see how it feels. All right, so what do we do with it now?
Now I'm going to kind of roll it up into a little ball.
Uh-huh.
It's a little
So that was to keep it from sticking. A little bit of oil.
And that goes back in the microwave to sit for probably 30 to 45 minutes.
All right, so let's pop it back in there. And this is what we call rising, yes?
Yes.
This is where the bread will rise. It's going to sit in there for about 30 minutes, she says, and then we're going to come back and put it in the oven, and we'll be here when it's time to pull it out too. We really appreciate all of you joining us. I miss you terribly. We look forward to seeing you soon. We'll see you in about 30 minutes to talk more about how bread goes, okay? Be well. Okay, part 3, and you got to see this. Look what happened to bread. It's huge compared to where we put it in there. What would you say? That's twice as big as it was?
Yeah.
You'll be able to see what it looked like at the end of the last video, so you should be able to tell how big this is. And what are we doing now?
Now we're gonna punch it down and knead it some more.
Uh-huh.
And then put it in the bread pan.
Okay.
Except I'm gonna put one of the loaves in the freezer to use for next time.
Okay. What's going on in the microwave?
I'm heating up some water to make it humid to make the bread rise faster.
So we're going to rise again?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We don't bake this time?
No, not yet.
All right. So we rose, then we punch it down, then we rise again. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. And do we need for as long this time, or does it take more or less?
About the same as fine.
And do you want me to do some?
Sure.
Since you're all short and standing up on your tippy toes?
It just goes everywhere.
It does. It's not the same as kneading clay, that's for sure.
I would think it's easier.
Hmm?
I would think it's easier.
It weighs less, but the bowl moves around on you. It makes it harder.
So it makes it fluffy.
This? This makes it fluffy?
Kneading works the gluten.
Works the gluten. So there's little bits in there that are sticking together, is what we're saying. All right. The gluten is in the flour. And the yeast is activated. And it's feasting in there. And this, she says, activates the gluten. I'm going to pretend I know what that means. All right. Do we have, can we get one more shot of our recipe board? And let's remember, that's for 2 loaves.
Well, some of it got wiped off. That's 2 cups of hot water and 2 packages of yeast. How's it coming over here?
Well, it's kneading right along. It's kneady. How do you know when you're done?
You feel it.
You feel it.
You just
We're gonna let you feel it. You tell us what's up. The refrain of the experienced cook. Do it a bunch and you'll know.
Exactly. Yeah, that's pretty good.
And then you have microwaved some water, yes?
Yeah.
She's heated some water in the microwave so that it will be nice and humid in there.
I'm going to spray the pan.
A little oil in the pan there. Full of everything.
Half-ish.
All right, so we got enough for 2 loaves of bread now. Now.
Yeah.
She's going to plop that in a little pan.
I'll roll it up again.
I'm sorry, she turned it in on itself. Right in the pan. And how long are we going in for now?
This is usually quicker, maybe 20 minutes or so.
About 20 minutes or so, and then we'll put it in to bake.
Set the oven for 350 degrees. Well, that raises the
350 degrees to preheat, and she's going to take this and put it in the microwave. And we'll be back in about 20 minutes. This one is going to get wrapped up and go in the freezer for later. Oop. Little spray in the bag to make sure it doesn't stick. And then we'll come back and check on the other loaf and put it in the oven. My favorite part is when it comes out.
That's when it smells the best.
That's when it has the best smell for sure. One bag full of dough goes in the freezer. And we'll see you back here in about 20 minutes. Have a good day, everybody. So, we have 13 seconds left to cook. I'm going to remind you of the recipe. 350 degrees for 30 minutes. 1/3 cup sugar. 2 cups hot water. 2 packages least. 1/4 cup oil. 6 cups of flour. And 2 teaspoons of salt. After 350 degrees for 30 minutes, we should get one of these. Let's see what we've got. Look how pretty that is. That's how we do it. I'm going to switch our places here. Ooh, I wish you all could smell how good it smells. That's a pretty loaf of bread.
It smells even better than it looks.
I like the textures. I like how it looks. It's a big old loaf of bread. It'll last 2 people like us, well, a day, because we eat a lot of it. It's pretty bread. I like all the stuff on the surface. Isn't that neat? So let's review one more time. We get 2 loaves of bread. If we take 1/3 cup of sugar, 2 cups of hot water, and 2 packages of yeast. We mix them all together. We like 120 degree water. We let that rest for how long?
About 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes. Then we mix it 1/4 cup of oil into it. And in a bowl that has 6 cups of flour and 2 teaspoons of salt, we mix it all together as best we can to one big form. Then we let it rest
For about 30 to 45 minutes.
30 to 45 minutes, and we knead it, punch it down and knead it. Then we let it rest another 20 minutes. Then we put it in an oiled pan and 350 degrees for 30 minutes, and we get us a loaf of bread. Still really hot to the touch, but it'll be good toast in almost no time at all. We'll eat that with all kinds of good meals. I want to say thank you to Bear for coming around and making bread with us. I hope to see you all back in the classroom soon. We miss you. Bye-bye.
Bye.